Star Trek, Section 31 director Olatunde Osunsanmi reflected on the journey of the project during New York Comic Con, explaining why it was made into a movie rather than a TV series. While the forthcoming Star Trek, Section 31 will be the franchise's first TV film, it was originally envisioned as a spin-off series to Star Trek, Discovery focused on Philippa Georgiou, Michelle Yeoh. However, during the development process, it was later announced to be a film about her joining the secret Starfleet division while facing down her past in the Mirror Universe. Speaking with Screen Rant at New York Comic Con, Osunsanmi explained how Star Trek, Section 31 was envisioned as a TV show in 2019, but concrete plans couldn't fall into place. However, the continued efforts of executive producer Alex Kurtzman, Paramount Plus, writer Craig Sweeney, and Yeoh led to the 2-hour feature being crafted. The director expressed hopes that the final product would offer an emotional story for viewers to grow attached to, highlighting the importance of it being a film. Check out what Osunsanmi had to say below. Yeah, Discovery does have its hands in a few different places. About 5 years ago, just over 5 years ago, we started this journey as a TV show and I got invited to join by Alex Kurtzman and Paramount Plus, and we kept trying them out, kept falling apart, and it took a lot of twists and turns and all along the way. Michelle Yeoh stood with it, and then we ended up in this form, as a movie, and it was the best version of all the different forms. Craig Sweeney wrote these unbelievable characters, and because of that moment in time, we were able to cast this unbelievable cast. If not for Michelle really just being the steward all the way through each iteration, we wouldn't be here right now. And this has definitely been very special to me, because it is a 2-hour movie beginning to end. It's been great getting to know the cast, some who you see here, some who aren't here that, hopefully, will touch you and touch the audience in emotional ways. They touched me with what they did. What Osunsanmi's statement says about Section 31 becoming a movie. It will prove itself a better decision than being a TV show. Because Star Trek, Discovery ended one section of the timeline Philippa is part of, her new movie acts as both a continuation of her story in the show and a new beginning. It's also the first movie in the franchise since 2016 Star Trek, Beyond, and the first within Kurtzman's expanded universe for the sprawling sci-fi universe. Section 31 was first announced as a movie in April 2023, indicating how long it took for the decision to be reached after talks started in 2019. However, that length of time it took to decide Philippa's story would continue with a movie indicates the importance considered in perfecting which medium her tale deserved to be told in. With multiple Star Trek TV shows in the works already, from the final season of Lower Decks to the upcoming Starfleet Academy spinoff, the movie allows the franchise to feel more versatile in its storytelling capabilities. It also forces the story to focus on Philippa, providing central development for her character in the process. Our take on Section 31 being a movie instead of a TV show. It's a great way to continue Philippa's storyline. Although a TV series would have allowed more screen time for Philippa, Star Trek, Section 31 being a movie will allow for a more concise storyline to broaden her characterization. Given the flexibility of the franchise, though, it's still possible she'll show up in more movies and shows going forward, with this newest release being the first of many. As the highly anticipated Star Trek, Section 31 film nears its release, director Jonathan Stout took a moment to reflect on the wild journey from initial TV show concept to what is now shaping up to be one of the most ambitious Star Trek films to date. In a candid interview, Stout shared his experiences, challenges, and how the twists and turns of the production ultimately strengthened the narrative. The origins of the project. It all started with Discovery, Stout began, settling into his chair. Section 31 was never meant to be the main focus of that series. But as we developed the story arcs, we realized just how rich and complex this organization was. You have this morally gray entity that operates in the shadows, and fans became fascinated by it. Naturally, we started throwing around ideas for a spin-off. The original concept was simple, a serialized TV show that delved deep into the operations of Section 31, exploring their morally ambiguous missions across the galaxy. Michelle Yeoh, having delivered a commanding performance as the Mirror Universe's Georgiou, was attached from the beginning. I remember sitting in the writer's room, and someone said, "What if we gave Giorgio a redemption arc within Section 31? The room went quiet. We all knew we had something special. A bumpy road. While excitement for the TV series was high, the road to production was anything but smooth. Stout reflected on how the initial project faced numerous delays and setbacks. We had a solid plan. The scripts were coming together, we had Michelle on board, and everything seemed to be moving forward, Stout explained. But then, the landscape of television started shifting. Streaming platforms were exploding, and the competition for attention became fiercer. Suddenly, the studio began reconsidering the medium. They wanted something bigger, something more cinematic. With the success of Star Trek films like Star Trek Beyond still fresh in executives' minds, the idea of transforming the Section 31 series into a movie was born. It wasn't an easy transition, Stout admitted. We had to take what was initially designed to be a multi-season arc and condense it into a feature-length film. There were a lot of sacrifices, but in the end, I think we found a way to maintain the core of the story while giving it the scale and scope that a movie demands. Michelle Yeoh's commitment. Central to the project from the beginning was Michelle Yeoh's involvement. As the galaxy-hopping Giorgio, Yeoh had captivated audiences with her complex portrayal of a character torn between her ruthless mirror universe instincts and a desire for redemption. But as the project evolved, so too did Yeoh's career. When we first started working on Section 31, Michelle was already a huge star, Stout said. But by the time we were transitioning to the movie, she had become even bigger. Winning awards, getting offers from every corner of Hollywood, it was a challenge to balance her schedule with the needs of the production. Despite the hectic nature of her career, Yeoh remained deeply committed to the project. Michelle believed in this story, Stout continued. She was determined to see it through, and that determination fueled all of us. Her ability to bring such depth and nuance to Giorgio was essential to making this transition from TV show to movie work. A story of redemption. At the heart of Star Trek, Section 31 is a story of redemption, not just for Giorgio, but for Section 31 as a whole. We've always portrayed Section 31 as the dark underbelly of the Federation, Stout said. But we wanted to explore what happens when an organization like that starts questioning itself.